just about digestion. There's many other things going on there. I know you guys heard about microbiome and probiotics and all of these things and how that affects our body. So these bacteria actually influences how your body responds to sugar, which is very important. And I'm not sure if people would necessarily think about that, but it does, right? So it manages its blood sugar, reduces cravings, and lowers inflammation. Of course, if you're reducing cravings, you won't feel the need to grab as much, and inflammation can affect many things, but definitely in the gut, one of the greatest things to have is a healthy microbiome because it plays into everything else. Um, there's a study that people who eat more fiber-rich gut healthy foods tend to have more stable energy and blood sugar levels. So I just kind of wanted to quickly go over, I'm not sure if this was gone over in any other session already, but just quickly, not to slow it down too much, but just soluble fiber and what that does in the body. And I kind of tried to break it down in layman's terms to just kind of have a another visual of how it works, which some of you may already know, right? So it's basically when you have soluble fiber, which is like oats, apples, things of that sort, it forms a gel. Hello, did somebody just enter? It forms a gel like bacteria and it kind of slows absorption down. So you're not sucking in all the sugar and you're not soaking it up. So that's the benefit of having soluble fiber in your system and taking it and how it positively affects diabetes. And insoluble fiber is more like something that sweeps everything out, gets it out of the way. So there's not a overreaction to the sugar. So the sources are cabbage, whole grains, carrots, plantain skin, kale stems. So these are some things that, again, we're talking about the gut, filling yourself up with, and seeing how that affects your body and your sugar. So again, just going over,
Yes,
just again, um, just again going over hormones and diabetes and again how these foods that we're intaking and digesting affects our hormones and in turn what that does to our body and how it processes sugar. So that, hello, can some of you guys put your phones or laptops on mute, please? So how it affects hormones, it manages blood sugar. Sorry about some of the typos, guys. By getting into cells, the foods that help balance are leafy greens, whole grains, berries, healthy fats. I know we talk a lot about, or what's one of the biggest things we know is so important is like wheat bread. And that's the best thing. Be mindful, like try to do baked breads if you can purchase baked wheat breads because a lot of the commercial breads nowadays have to just definitely not beneficial to our gut. So it's just added for extra stretchiness. And gluten-free does not really taste so good. So again, baking it yourself, making things yourself is a lot better. It's not easy. But I know some of us can even buy those things. So whole grains is great. Whole grain bread is great. Just make sure that the bread quality is good. And you can always look on the back of labels to see if it includes gluten. So these are a few things that happen with the hormones and hunger and your stress hormone and ways to help yourself with this is wellness practices. So exercising, managing stress, and prioritizing sleep. I know that managing stress and prioritizing sleep sometimes is just impossible. However, that also affects how your body handles the sugar, and we'll get into that. So, okay. So how gut bacteria influences your blood sugar? Your microbiome breaks down the food. It creates short chain fatty acids, which helps control your blood sugar. So balanced microbiome supports the gut lining, it reduces inflammation and improves insulin sensitivity. So this is you're good. The same gut bacteria, that 70% of your immune system is in your gut. That bacteria, it is also there to assist in how your insulin sensitivity. Imbalanced gut bacteria from high sugar, low fiber diets leads to inflammation, sugar cravings, and insulin resistance. Of course, we don't want the sugar cravings or the insulin resistance. So again, this is why these foods are so important. Studies show people with type 2 diabetes often have less diverse gut bacteria. So studies showing it, definitely things you want to think about. Nothing has to be perfect, but you can just add some things in here and there to make it a lot better. Nothing has to be perfect. I like to go by increments and small things, so the long-term change is a lot easier as opposed to getting tired of things. And always find things that you like. Try things so you can see if you like it. When you find things that you actually like, it is better. You're a lot better at sticking to it long term. Sometimes experiment a little bit with certain things or new things that you should try. Okay, guys.
About it with regards to the menu remained the same. That's not the issue. The issue now is to sell the ticket. We already discussed the menu, but the main issue is now to, to sell the ticket.
Hi guys, can you mute your mics?
Liana, everybody, Sister Judith, you know her?
Yeah. Yes, she worships the worship.
Yeah, so she's gonna be the speaker. The worship team, I don't have it yet, but I have somebody in mind. I'm going to speak to her.
Mute this a little bit.
The way he played last year, so I spoke to him and I emailed him again regarding.
Judy, I think your mic is not muted.
Tiffany, I think you can probably mute it because you're signed in.
Okay,
That could be a
try to mute.
I had to watch she asked before and send it to Milton. And I also emailed Milton that we will need to chunk projector like we did last year down in the basement. And I also told him that if we can allow him to be the coordinator to make sure that we set it up and monitor it. So I emailed Milton and I also spoke to Brother Ethan to take care of that. Available serving plates and cutlery, Ingrid, I already spoke about it. And the cups also, I counted it. So, but with regards to we agreed that we are going to use the China and the teacup. So I spoke to Sister Uni, like she did last week. We are going to make sure it's washed and arranged, and next week.
Okay.